the Jesus Revelation Symphony. This is a glimpse into the magnificent and beautiful life Jesus lived on our planet. Of all human knowledge, that which is of greatest value is to know the religious life of Jesus and how he lived it. Let your spirit soar as you hear Jesus' Revelation Symphony revealed anew through epical revelation. Follow me. Jesus had now assembled one half of his future core of intimate associates, 5 who had for some time known him, and 1 stranger, Nathanael. On Sabbath, June 22nd, shortly before they went out on their first preaching tour and about 10 days after John's imprisonment, Jesus occupied the synagogue pulpit for the second time since bringing his apostles to Capernaum. Jesus said, "I have come to proclaim the establishment of the Father's kingdom, and this kingdom shall include the worshiping souls of Jew and Gentile, rich and poor, free and bond, for my Father is no respecter of persons. His love and his mercy are over all. The Father in heaven sends his Spirit to indwell the minds of men, and when I shall have finished my work on earth, likewise shall the Spirit of truth be poured out upon all flesh, and the Spirit of my Father and the Spirit of truth shall establish you in the coming kingdom of spiritual understanding and divine righteousness. My kingdom is not of this world. The Son of Man will not lead forth armies in battle for the establishment of a throne of power or a kingdom of worldly glory. When my kingdom shall have come, you shall know the Son of Man as the Prince of Peace, the revelation of the everlasting Father. The children of this world fight for the establishment and enlargement of the kingdoms of this world, but my disciples shall enter the kingdom of heaven by their moral decisions and by their spirit victories. And when they once enter therein, they shall find joy, righteousness, and eternal life. Those who first seek to enter the kingdom, thus beginning to strive for a nobility of character like that of my Father, shall presently possess all else that is needful." Before they began this first 2 weeks of service, Jesus announced to them that he desired to ordain 12 apostles to continue the work of the kingdom after his departure, and authorized each of them to choose 1 man from among his early converts for membership in the projected corps of apostles. The newly selected apostles were Matthew Levi, Thomas Didymus, James Alphaeus, Judas Alphaeus, Simon Zelotes, and Judas Iscariot. The next week was devoted to a program of intense training. Each day the 6 new apostles were put in the hands of their respective nominators for a thoroughgoing review of all they had learned and experienced in preparation for the work of the kingdom. The older apostles carefully reviewed, for the benefit of the younger 6, Jesus' teachings up to that hour. Evenings they all assembled in Zebedee's garden to receive Jesus' instruction. It was at this time that Jesus established the mid-week holiday for rest and recreation, and they pursued this plan of relaxation for 1 day each week throughout the remainder of his material life. The ordination of 12 apostles. Just before noon on Sunday, January 12th, AD 27, Jesus called the apostles together for their ordination as public preachers of the gospel of the kingdom. The 12 were expecting to be called almost any day, so this morning they did not go out far from the shore to fish. Several of them were lingering near the shore, repairing their nets and tinkering with their fishing paraphernalia. As Jesus started down the seashore calling the apostles, he first hailed Andrew and Peter, who were fishing near the shore. Next he signaled to James and John, who were in the boat nearby visiting with their father Zebedee and mending their nets. 2 by 2 he gathered up the other apostles, and when he had assembled all 12, he journeyed with them to the highlands north of Capernaum, where he proceeded to instruct them in preparation for their formal ordination. They were going apart with the Master to participate in some sort of solemn ceremony of personal consecration and collective dedication to the sacred work of representing their Master in the proclamation of the coming of his Father's kingdom. Before the formal ordination service, Jesus spoke to the 12 as they were seated about him. "My brethren, this hour of the kingdom has come. I have brought you apart here with me to present you to the Father as ambassadors of the kingdom. The new kingdom which my Father is about to set up in the hearts of his earth children is to be an everlasting dominion. There shall be no end of this rule of my Father in the hearts of those who desire to do his divine will. I declare to you that my Father is not the God of Jew or Gentile. Many shall come from the east and from the west to sit down with us in the Father's kingdom." And many other things he shared with them. The power of this kingdom shall consist not in the strength of armies, nor in the might of riches, but rather in the glory of the divine Spirit that shall come to teach the minds and rule the hearts of the reborn citizens of this heavenly kingdom, the sons of God. This is the brotherhood of love wherein righteousness reigns, and whose battle cry shall be peace on earth and goodwill to all men. This kingdom which you are so soon to go forth proclaiming is the desire of the good men of all ages, the hope of all the earth, and the fulfillment of the wise promises of all the prophets. And he shared other things, and then said, "And this shall your eyes now behold, this small beginning of 12 commonplace men shall multiply and grow until eventually the whole earth shall be filled with the praise of my Father. And it will not be so much by the words you speak as by the lives you live that men will know you have been with me and have learned of the realities of the kingdom. And while I would lay no grievous burdens upon your minds, I am about to put upon your souls the solemn responsibility of representing me in the world when I shall presently leave you, as I now represent my Father in this life which I am living in the flesh." And when he had finished speaking, he stood up. The ordination. Jesus now instructed the 12 mortals who had just listened to his declaration concerning the kingdom to kneel in a circle about him. Then the Master placed his hands upon the head of each apostle, beginning with Judas Iscariot and ending with Andrew. When he had blessed them, he extended his hands and prayed. "My Father, I now bring to you these men, my messengers. From among our children on earth I have chosen these 12 to go forth to represent me as I came forth to represent you. Love them and be with them as you have loved and been with me. And now, my Father, give these men wisdom as I place all the affairs of the coming kingdom in their hands. And I would, if it is your will, tarry on earth a time to help them in their labors for the kingdom. And again, my Father, I thank you for these men, and I commit them to your keeping while I go on to finish the work you have given me to do." When Jesus had finished praying, the apostles remained, each man bowed in his place, and it was many minutes before even Peter dared lift up his eyes to look upon the Master. One by one they embraced Jesus, but no man said aught. A great silence pervaded the place, while a host of celestial beings looked down upon this solemn and sacred scene, the Creator of a universe placing the affairs of the divine brotherhood of man under the direction of human minds. Then Jesus spoke, saying, "Now that you are ambassadors of my Father's kingdom, you have thereby become a class of men separate and distinct from all other men on earth. You are not now as men among men, but as the enlightened citizens of another and heavenly country among the ignorant creatures of this dark world. It is not enough that you live as you were before this hour, but henceforth must you live as those who have tasted the glories of a better life and have been sent back to earth as ambassadors of the sovereign of that new and better world. Of the teacher, more is expected than the pupil. Of the master, more is expected than of the servant. Of the citizens of the heavenly kingdom, more is required than of the citizens of the earthly rule." And Jesus went on to instruct them. "You are commissioned to save men, not to judge them. At the end of your earth life, you will all expect mercy. Therefore do I require of you during your mortal life that you show mercy to all of your brethren in the flesh." And many more things Jesus said to them. "I send you forth to proclaim liberty to the spiritual captives, joy to those in bondage of fear. Heal the sick in accordance with my Father's will. Discern truth clearly. Live the righteous life fearlessly, and so shall you be my apostles and the Father's ambassadors. You and your successors courage and bravery will show. Proclaim to all the world the good news, the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of men." Never before had the apostles heard Jesus speak in this way, for he had talked to them as one having supreme authority. They came down from the mountain about sundown, but no man asked Jesus a question.